Alright folks, how's it going? Welcome back to Syracuse Aviation. I know it's been quite a while since I last did an upload. Today we have the Gemini Jets October 2022 release reaction video. So, I don't know, usually Gemini releases are on time, and today is the 22nd of September still, and they're already on the October releases, which I'm not complaining about. This is one of my favorite types of videos to film for you guys. I love looking at the new releases, and I think getting my reaction on camera is fun, for lack of a better word. So I have the Gemini Jets website pulled up here. We're gonna go to new releases, cover it up in case it goes to the full screen. Sorry, this may take a little while. Let's refresh. New releases, here we go. Okay, so zoom in. So the September releases are available if you guys would like to purchase them. I will bring this up. I know last month I did say, I think I said I would be purchasing a Mesa CRJ900 and a Frontier A320 Neo. And I think I said maybe an Allegiant, depending on if it looked good. And I'm going to be honest, first of all, the Mesa looks amazing. It really does look very good, and I wish I would be able to get one. It does look really, really nice. The thing is, it's in the white livery, and they're all getting repainted into this kind of grayish livery, I guess. And if you guys know me well enough, you'll know that I typically don't opt for models that are outdated unless it's like a super retro kind of thing, or if it's about to be outdated, I'd rather just wait for one that's going to be like, you know, at this point I wouldn't buy a Continental Globe Colors United plane if it's like the Embraer 175 where there's not as many of those left. I do have a 737-900 on order in the Continental Globe livery because there's still a lot of those floating around, and that'll be here for a while. But with the Mesa CR9, there's only a few of them, and they're all, I think there may only be one left at this point in the white livery, so it's just not worth it. But it does look very good. The Frontier Neo, it's kind of a mess, I'm going to be honest. It's just the tail looks way too saturated. I'm not sure if that's the lighting or the editing or what. The sharklet looked a little bit funny in the nose shape. It just, I would rather wait for NG. I don't know when NG is going to release Frontier models, but if I have to wait a year, if it means that I don't have to get a Gemini version, which I already have Griswold the Bear, which works perfectly fine, so I'm fine waiting for a little bit longer to have a better model. The Allegiant 319 with sharklets this time around, it looks okay, not as good as the Panda one I have, so I'm going to keep the Panda one. If NG releases some Allegiant models, probably, well, I don't know, I may sell the Panda A320 because it's not as good as the 319. I'll keep the 319 and get some NGs, but we'll have to see kind of where that goes. If I can get some NGs, we'll definitely bring back Sanford, because it's been probably, what, 2 years since I last did a Sanford update, which there hasn't even been a Sanford update on this channel, and I still have the airport downstairs. It is a complete 1:400 replica. The terminals are all, you know, almost exact, or as close as I could get them for the time being. I built that whole airport like 4 years ago at this point, which is crazy. And I really do miss it. It's honestly, it's a really cool airport. They've had some new airlines since I stopped doing Sanford updates, and a new concourse as well. So the airport has had a lot of growth. It's a really cool airport, and I would love to bring it back at some point, so we'll have to see. But anywho, I apologize for rambling. We're going to get into the Gemini Jets October 2022 releases. The first model in this set is an Alaska 737-800 in the Honoring Those Who Serve livery. Okay, I was not ever expecting them to do this. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. So basically, NG actually released this. You guys probably know by now, what, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or 3 almost. And they killed it. It's just, I'm kicking myself because I chose not to get one, and it just looks so nice. It's a really, really nice plane. They did a great job. $50.95 for this aircraft from Gemini Jets. That is November 570 Alpha Sierra. Sorry. Once again, Alaska 738 honoring those who serve. So, nice release there. Just not one for me, just because the mold is... It gets worse every time, it seems, which is really unfortunate, but it is what it is. Whoa, okay. American A319, I don't know what... Okay, so November 93003. I didn't know American had registrations like that. I thought they all had letters at the end. So I don't know if this is a special livery. It's not. That's $50.95 as well. Let's look at the CGI. Okay. Did they already do one of these? I think they did. They already released one of these a while ago. And so it's sharklets and CFM engines. That's such a cool plane. It really is. That's a really awesome looking plane. Now, CFM engines, again, it's an NG thing now that NG's on the market. They have the A319, the A320 mold now at this point, so I'd definitely, rather wait for them, even though it's kind of uncertain when they'll do one. I know for a fact, or not for a fact, but the chances of them releasing these are incredibly high. I would say within the next 6 months to a year for sure. So, again, it's one of those things I'd rather wait for NG. But no doubt, that's a really good release from Gemini, so awesome to see that they're doing some of that kind of stuff. Next up, Braniff Airways. Okay, this is that Lockheed L188 Electra from the future release previews. That's November 9709 Charlie, $50.95. No remarks or notes there. Condor A321. This is probably one on the future release previews as well. So that's going to be Delta-Alpha India Alpha Delta for $50.95 as well. No remarks or notes. Let's take a look at the CGI. So that's the yellow one. Next up. Okay. So Delta A321 Neo. So NG, again. In this case, NG already did this, so I have a reason to... Well, not that the other reasons were invalid, but now, it actually makes more sense to skip this one because NG already has one, and the model actually looks really fantastic for the most part. So that's November 501 Delta Alpha, $50.95 for the A321 Neo. Very nice. Whoa, okay. And... a Delta 757-300. I'm shocked. I really am. November 590 November Whiskey. $52.95, obviously being a longer fuselage, more metal, so higher price. The last one I did, I believe, was 586 November Whiskey, which I have. It's an okay model. The cockpit windows are too high, the landing gears are flimsy, but aside from that, it's really nice actually. So this one I will get, because I haven't really missed any Delta 757s, aside from the NG Sky Team. Everything else I have that's, in a current livery, so was really not expecting this. The last one I did was like 2 years ago, maybe 1.5 years ago, I think at this point. I think the 586 was released in, I want to say February 2021. No, that's not right. Maybe 2020. No, it was 2021, yes. February 2021, I believe. I could be wrong on that. It was one of the winter months of 2021, but I think it was February, and I got that one again. It's nice. I just wouldn't expect them to do another one so soon after. I mean, it's, again, 1.5 years later, but that's still pretty soon compared to a lot of other things, so. Emirates... Yep, Emirates A380, of course, $70.95, registration Alpha 6-Echo Whiskey, so Alpha 6-U, because gross. Not really gross, it's just not, another Emirates A380. Dubai Expo, be part of the magic. What does this look like? I thought we Did we not already have a release of this? Oh, it's because it's the 20... Wait. So, Dubai Expo, October 2021 through March 2022. So it's the same livery we've had. I'm assuming it's just a different year on it. Whatever. Just, okay, whatever. Next up, a KLM 747-400 freighter, Papa Hotel Dash Charlie Kilo Charlie for $69.95. Optional doors open / closed configuration. Cool model, just not really one for me. I don't have a purpose for it. United. Whoa. Oh, this was a, yeah, okay. This, yeah, yeah. This was one of the future release previews, I believe. November 75854. So I wasn't really expecting this at first, but then I remembered, well, I think they did have it in the future release previews on the Gemini page, so that makes more sense now. For $52.95, just like the Delta. I'm assuming, yeah, it's the Evo Blue, so. I don't, I could see these potentially coming to, well, I don't know about Fort Myers. Fort Myers had the 752s at one point for United. That I haven't seen them there for a while, so I don't know if they would ever use a 753, maybe for some seasonal stuff, like, you know, for the higher demand times of year. We'll see. I don't know. This one I'll probably, I'll say it depends on how it turns out, like a lot of other models that I consider from Gemini and NG for that matter. Nice release. Initially, I won't get it, but again, if something comes up where they start flying to one of my airports and I need it and it looks pretty decent, then yeah, I'll definitely consider it. So that's it for the 1 to 400. Man, I'm glad that they're not particularly fantastic. I mean, again, the Delta 753 is a no-brainer. I gotta get that one. And I don't need multiple. I really just need one. I already have a bunch of 753s. There's really no point in getting more than I need. Especially the same registration. Logistically, again, if you need it for an airport, fine, but Detroit, I already have 7 or 8 753s, which is way too many, and to add one more, I'm not complaining. Again, I don't need multiple of this one, so I'm more getting this just to have more variety in my 757-300 fleet. So that'll really be the only one I get. I don't know why they don't do the Delta Embraer 175. I really don't. It's one of those things, like, I mean, they did the Delta CRJ 700 or 900. It's already been over a year since they released that. And the American CRJ 900 for that matter. And they re-released the American 175, and they haven't done ever a Delta 175. I don't get it. I mean, you're doing Delta models. You did the A321 Neo. You did the 757-300, which you already have done, 5 other releases of maybe? And you're going to release another one. Again, I'm not complaining. There could have been so much better options instead of this. The Delta Embraer 175. It has to come. It has to happen. So many people need this, and whatever. It's not my company, so I'll just shut up. 1 to 200 stuff, you got an Alaska 737-800, honoring those who serve again. Flaps and slats extended for $104.95. You have an Alaska 737 MAX 9 for $100.95, November 932 Alpha Kilo, West Coast Wonders Orcas livery. So that's the one they did in 1 to 400 last month. And now they're doing 1 to 200. So pretty cool there. British Airways A350 1000 Golf Dash X-Ray Whiskey Bravo Bravo for $164.95. Man. Now you got the same thing with the flaps and slats extended for $171.95. Moving down, Caribbean Airlines. Okay. Wow. 737 MAX 8. So that's Niner Yankee Dash Charlie Alpha Lima for $100.95. I don't know if they've ever done a Caribbean Airlines model. I could be mistaken. It's just not one that I recognize. It's a pretty interesting livery, though, to be honest. Pretty cool. Hello? Okay. Next up is, Frontier A320 Neo, Poppy the Prairie Dog. Okay, so just a re-release of the 1 to 400 scale. $100.95, November 303, Foxtrot Romeo, so... we'll see. It's a typical Gemini 200 320 family mold. Just kind of mediocre at best. NSW Rural Fire Service, which is November 138 Charlie Golf for $100.95, Boeing 737-800. I don't think I've ever seen this. So this is... Did it not say 800 on it? Because it looks like a 700. What is this? Oh, 300. Did I say 800? I meant to say 300. I'm sorry. So yeah, that makes more sense. And they haven't done a 737-300 for a super long time. I don't know when the last Gemini 200 737-300 was, or if they've ever done one. I think they probably have done one before. A few maybe. It's at least been a really long time. So this is a really cool looking plane. It has kind of like that... like the Boeing house livery in a sense, mixed in with their own livery. So it's pretty cool looking. Fire service plane, always a nice thing to see there. Your firefighters there to save the day, always a nice thing. So pretty cool looking plane, just not really one for me, so I'm out. Okay, a Qatar 333ER, which is Alpha 7 Bravo Alpha Charlie for $153.95. The 25th, anniversary retro. No comment. And then the same thing with the flaps and slats extended, as you guys would probably guess, which is $162.95. So, yeah, just kind of course, they always do like the wide body, the pair of wide bodies with the normal flaps and slats and the extended ones. So then you have a United 737 MAX 8 in the Being United livery. I want to say this one was a future release preview as well, but I can't confirm. I definitely look at the future release previews. I kind of forget what they are sometimes. So that's $100.95, November 27261. Then you have a Lockheed C-130H Hercules 903-1561, $96.95. North Carolina ANG, Air National Guard. Okay, let's look at the livery. Just a nice little blue stripe. Charlotte, it says. So cool looking tail. I may have made note of this in the past. Military plane liveries are definitely very, very, very subtle, but I do like them. The gray is nice, and then just that thin little stripe of color I actually do think is a pretty neat little touch. You can, they're all not necessarily distinct, they're just, it's a little bit easier to tell them apart, and again, any color is pretty cool, so especially with a gray background, it just looks pretty nice, I think. So it's not overpowering. Volaris A320 Neo, X-Ray Alpha Victor Sierra Hotel for $100.95, 100th Avion, which is airplane. So congrats to Volaris for their 100th aircraft. I think this is this the one they did in 400? Let me take a look. I can't ever keep track. Yeah, it's the one they did in 1 to 400 scale. So, let's see if there's any max or anything. Oh, no, there wouldn't be. But there is a 1 to 72 scale Gemini GA. So a Cessna 172. The operator or the airline is Cessna, of course. Which is, the registration is November 176 Mike Echo for $72.95. Sporty's Flight School, so let's take a look at the livery. Pretty generic, but definitely a nice one. I've wanted to get a nice high quality die cast model of some GA planes. I really hope someday we see some 1 to 72 scale Pipers and things of that sort. Now that I'm in the process of taking flight lessons at this point, so it'd be cool to have a model of a Piper, especially a Cherokee or a Comanche or something like that would just be really cool. So we'll have to see. They've just been doing Cessnas for like the whole time they've had this line of models, so I don't think this is one of their priorities to expand upon this product line anymore, but we'll have to see. But regardless, that's a nice release. So overall, from this whole month, I'll just be getting one model. I don't know when I'll get it, but it will be the Delta 757-300 once again. That is November 590 November Whiskey. I don't even think I looked at the CGI, which, I mean, all Delta 753s are practically the same nowadays, now that they all have winglets, so I don't know what I was really expecting, but looks about like I imagined. Just your typical Delta 753. We'll just have to see how it turns out, and hopefully it's good, because the most recent one, November 586, again, I noted the issues, and I always have models kind of dispersed out my house. Sometimes I keep them up here in my bedroom on the shelf, and other times where I do my Detroit updates, they're stuck in the basement sitting at the Detroit airport. And that's one of the ones that stays down there just because it's not really one that I like as much, which is unfortunate. So also, speaking of Detroit, I figured I'd mention this and maybe give you guys a little bit of an update. So I don't remember when the last Detroit update was. I think I did some, it may have been June. I'll actually take a look on my computer here and see what the last update was, if I can pull it up quick enough. So basically what happened is, after I introduced all of these new airports, which, keep in mind, there have been a lot of them coming recently, and they take a lot of time. I like to be fairly, I like to give a decent amount of detail with these airports, and it takes a while to set them up as well. All of that, let's see, Charleston, Sarasota, Wichita, Southwest Florida, and Syracuse have all been added within the past half a year. Some of them have been doing 2 new airports a month, and I have a lot more airports on a sheet over here, which I'm planning to announce at some point. Probably will happen in the middle of this year, provided I have enough time. So basically, Detroit just got to be a lot of work. It's a massive airport to set up and film and get all these different routes and upload the video, edit it. It's a lot of work. It really is. And honestly, guys, to be, to cut to the chase, I got burnt out. I didn't really have as much fun with Detroit as I used to. I still love the airport, and I am still planning to bring it back at some point. I don't know when that will be. And you guys know I'll bring it back because I have this expansive Delta fleet, which there's just no, sorry, I got a notification of something, so I'm just kind of got off topic. Anyways, having such a big Delta fleet, still, if I wasn't going to bring Detroit back, I would sell a bunch of these Delta aircraft, which I haven't, so I am planning to bring Detroit back. I just don't know when. Hopefully soon. We'll see. The other airports have been fairly easy to do now that I don't have Detroit updates. So, also this school year, I am a junior in high school now. I already have a lot of work, expecting it to grow as the year goes on. So, a lot of work. Let's see. So, schoolwork, sports. I'm in cross country right now, and I'll be doing indoor and outdoor track. So, schoolwork, sports, real work, which I work at a restaurant, plus flight lessons. There's a lot of studying that goes into flight lessons. Keep in mind, it's basically an additional school class to keep up with. So it's a lot to focus on, a lot to keep up with. So please be understanding if I miss airport updates, which I definitely believe I will be able to get them all out on time. It's just going to be a little bit trickier. I may not do as many uploads of other things in that case. Detroit updates probably won't be back for a while, kind of until I get, really set in stone with what I'm doing right now for this year. Again, there's a lot of stuff, so once I kind of get a consistent schedule, basis of doing things, it'll come back, fairly soon after that. So be on the lookout for that. So I apologize that is currently suspended. I know I didn't really announce this in the past, which I apologize for. I just didn't really have the proper time to kind of, I didn't really want to make it a whole video. So I guess I figured I'd kind of do a little channel update at the end of the release reaction video, just because I'm already sitting here, I might as well. So aside from that, I don't think there's anything else really to go over. I have I think currently I have 10 models on order with an additional 5 that I haven't bought yet, but they will be bought soon. I don't know when I'll do an unboxing, we'll have to see. Aside from that, there's really nothing else to go over. I want to say there was something, but I don't think there is, so I think I covered everything. So, yeah, definitely, I appreciate your guys' support. Thank you for being here, for supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. So if you enjoyed the video today, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.